100%. Thanks for having me on, Simon. Always good. Yeah, plenty of points to prove, and we're a strong Essex team, and hopefully we can get the points here today. Must win for us, I feel.
David Visa is going to open play with Will Battleman. Well, I had a chat with Will Battleman earlier on. An impressive young man. It just seems so easy, seems to fit into the group, into the way of life.
Yeah, he's such a fantastic kid, but as he's been around the team for a little while now, and he's starting to produce the goods, and he's been fantastic in the second 11, the games that I've played in the T20. And
Visa, Battleman gets the scoreboard underway at the second time of asking.
And I feel he just needed the confidence. He played some really nice innings in the second 11. He scored 100 against Hampshire off 60 balls, a couple of good 50s against Middlesex, and yeah, the confidence is there now. So he's got a real good opportunity to show people what he can do.
Well, he's certainly begun to advance, shall we say, having had that first outing against Hampshire. Only got 2 on the board before he was out, but 36 off 26 balls in Cardiff showed a little bit of the talent that's there. Tom Wesley now gets to face his first. David Visa just apologising to his team for drifting down leg side, but no real harm came from it. This Sussex side, I mean, they've just exploded out the blocks. The 2 wins they've had have both been such emphatic performances. Their confidence is going to be sky high right now.
Yeah, definitely, and with Luke Wright coming back into their team's a big bonus.
Wesley tries to open the bat up over to slash over cover point, but doesn't make contact. So dot ball, just 2 from the over so far.
Yeah, I think they're a very experienced team. They've got a lot of just purely white ball cricketers. I think that makes quite a big difference, as they just prepare for white ball rather than having to chop and change through the format. So
Wesley, in fact Battleman, I beg his pardon, trying to just pull that ramp shot down to fine leg.
That's one of his shots. He gets a bit funky, old Butterman. He can ramp it both ways. I don't mind him doing that early on.
It's making the most of the power play, isn't it? And I love seeing the confidence of a young man, 21 years of age, preparing to just step out of the norm. Lisa keeping it tight on the line for that last one, and that's a good opening over from the South African. Just 3 on the board. It is, as Graham Gooch was saying in the lead up to this, that Sharks attack is mouth-watering in many ways with the variety that they've got. Luke, he doesn't bowl anymore, does he, Luke Wright? But he's got so many different sort of options, left arm, right arm, leggy. And there's probably an off-spinner in there as well that I can't remember, but there are so many different things that he can do at any given moment just to change the course of a game.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got George Garton coming on now, left arm pace, and then you've got Tamal Mills who can bowl left arm pace as well. And I think they've got all bases covered, actually.
Garton already with 5 wickets from his opening 2 matches in this campaign. Battleman squeezes it through gully. Yeah, Garton 3 for 19 against Gloucestershire, and then 2 for 11 in that Hampshire match. His economy rate less than 4 for a bowler of his type. That's impressive. Very
impressive, and he's probably bowled in the first 6, and he bowls a death as well, so that's very impressive.
24 years of age, George Garton. Oh, that's a nice shot from Wesley. Just rocked back onto his back hit and was able to pull that through mid-wicket. First boundary.
Yeah, brilliant shot from Wesley. I think he's sitting on the short ball there when he was ready to take that over mid-wicket. It was a brilliant shot.
Garton, of course, already represented England at Lions level and very much an all-rounder. Wesley goes for the luxurious off drive, doesn't make contact with it, goes through to keeper Salt. Garton, in that Gloucester game, smashed 46 off 25 balls just to turn things around a bit. 52 for 4 they were at that point, and then with Phil Salt at the other end, Garton took them to victory. Wesley again getting back onto the back foot, but this time can't get it through that cover field. 5 off the over so far.
Yeah, touch unlucky that, I think. Metre or so either side that goes through for 4, and it's looking like a brilliant over. But I believe it's the same wicket as what we played
last
Hampshire on.
Yeah.
So I know the boys said it was a little bit slow, so it depends whether it's picked up a little bit of pace or...
Relatively easy pull from Wesley. Lisa comes round to field in front of us. Yeah, there's certainly been, no rain in the south of England, I don't think. It feels like about 2 or 3 weeks, although I see thunderstorms and showers are forecast for the end of the week.
Yeah, they're on the horizon, I think.
Yeah.
So it just depends whether the wicket's potentially got a bit too dry and it goes a bit slower maybe, and spinners maybe come into it a little bit more.
Buttleman. This time's that. It's a slow, almost a tennis ball bouncer from Garton. Deceived the youngster, I think. And another good opening over from the Sharks. Essex Eagles now 10 without loss.
Lost ball from the pace close end to Mills.
Now the mix is always going to continue, as I said, from Luke Wright, and it's Tamal Mills who's going to get his first run out this evening. As Graham Gooch was alluding to, he has such a chocolate box assortment of types of ball that he can bowl, and of course such experience in this format.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this. He obviously can bowl 90 mile an hour, and he's got his back of the hand slower ball, so it'd be interesting to see what he bowls first up here. I reckon it might be quick and short.
Will Buttleman preparing.
Can fall.
In the groove, but he doesn't get it through Bapara's hands.
So yeah, good passage of play here with Tamal bowling. And I feel like he'll go pace on to start with.
Yeah.
And then with a bit of a change up.
Let's see what he's got now. Whoa,
Sharp.
Battleman stepping back. That's what he tried to play off Visa earlier on. That is confidence. Classy stuff from Will Battleman.
Brilliant shot. And great knowledge as well, I think, from batters as well Will Battleman, I should say that.
No, you're allowed. We know you're in Essex.
From Will Battleman to sort of know, okay, he might go pace on again and get inside it. You get a little bit of bat on it with this pace, it's going to go for 4. Great shot.
What's the response going to be from Mills? I mean, everybody seems to know everybody on the circuit, but there's always going to be new ingredients. Battleman being one, Lennon being another. How much prep is actually done on the first 2 games that the Sharks have played? Will the Eagles boys have looked at that?
Yeah, I think they would have looked at like Lenham's overs the other day because he bowled so well. Will he get 3 for 12 or something?
Yeah.
And they would have looked at that and maybe even spoke to a few of the younger lads who might have played against him in second team cricket to see if they've played against him or not.
They might have had to have spoken to some of the schoolboys that have played against him this season and got probably more knowledge than some of the second team players, I would think.
Exactly right.
I think his brother has played second team as well, Scott. And they come from a big cricketing family, don't they? Neil Lenham, who Graham knows well, and his father Les, all Sussex players. And I think Scott's played second 11 also for Sussex.
Oh, brilliant.
Keeping it in the family. He's changing the pace of that one. 5 off the over so far, 1 ball to come.
It must have been close to the wide line, was it? Wesley thinks it's a wide.
Well, he would do, wouldn't he? Mills has done some good stuff behind the mic as well. I've enjoyed listening to him on various outlets. Quite an insight as to what the bowlers are thinking and the psyche between bowler and bat. It's past the outside edge of Tom Wesley, and that's a good comeback. Having gone for 4 that second ball, 3 dots that are followed with a single. So Eagles now 15 without loss. 3 overs of the power play gone. Looked at various power plays through the course of this campaign so far, and Eagles rarely getting above 48, 49. Just important, A, not to lose wickets, but B, to make sure they set that platform.
Yeah.
Garton again.
Well, it's a huge part of the game, the first 6. Oh, great shot.
Nice shot by Bartleman. Seems to just have that extra half second, whatever it is, nanosecond. And that steer, as it was, almost just raced away.
Yeah, again, like with his sort of open blade that he's got, he's able to get it into them strange areas and it seems to fly off. Yeah, great shot that. Brilliant.
Well, we talk about 360 batsmen, don't we, nowadays in T20, and here's another one.
He's definitely it.
Garton goes with the bounce of 6 ball from Battleman. You put it where you want, George Garton. I'm sending it to the boundary. That was a classic. No, it wasn't a classic shot. It was a modern masterpiece.
That's 360 there. That's a great shot.
Not only to lay a bat on it, but then to lift it over the boundary.
That's a brilliant shot. It wasn't where he wanted it to be either. He wanted that to be sort of on a length or fall. And he's obviously bowled a short one there and he's went with it. It's a brilliant shot.
And he's forcing field changes from Luke Wright and Garton. Just looking now, David Visa is going to come round to a long leg. How far is he going to go round? Yeah, Battleman is just going to check where these new field placings are. Yeah, Visa, fine leg, long leg?
Yeah, fine. He's very fine there at fine leg, obviously, to stop the little laps that Battleman keeps playing.
Oh, Battleman says you're not going to get the ball back from over there. There's another 6. 16 off 3 from the Essex opener. And Garton is getting a bit of tap here.
Well, that's a brilliant shot because he's moved the field round so he bowls there and he's donked him over mid-wicket. That's a big hit, that as well. Brilliant shot.
All the village cricketers watching this will say, that's cow shot corner, mate. That's not mid-wicket. That's cow shot. Doesn't matter, it still counts. How will Garton come back? Round the wicket now. Battleman thought that was going to be in the groove as well. 26 now off 15 for the young man.
And that's the power play, isn't it? We were saying it's sort of struggling before this over, and 4 balls later we're back up to the right rate. So it's quite an amazing game how quickly it can turn.
What's an acceptable rate, do you think, nowadays in power play in your first 6?
I think most teams would look to try and go at 10 and over, wouldn't they? Try and get 60 off the first 6.
That's a good start.
I think that's brilliant start.
And not lose wickets,
and
obviously
not losing. You don't want to lose more than 2 wickets. I think if you lose 1, you'll take it.
Wesley just holding back that cover drive. The pace being taken off by Garton. Last ball coming up of Garton's second over. Wesley's been an observer pretty much throughout this, just facing his 9th ball now. And Wesley goes long. It could be out though. It is out. Wesley Garton gets a wicket right at the end of his second over, and the Eagles are 1 down for 32.
Clever bowling. He had the 2 men out on the leg side and bowled a slower ball, what it looked like, and Wesley's dragged it out to deep mid wicket. I think he wanted to go a bit straighter than that, but he's ended up having to drag it.
Travis Head, the Australian, was the man in the right place there.
And even batsman Michael Pepper.
So Pepper and Buttleman, 2 wicket keepers once again together. Was there ever any debate between Pepper and Battleman who was going to keep wicket with both of them in the side, or is it an obvious choice?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I was playing the second team, so I wasn't involved.
It's not rock, paper, scissors or anything. Presumably Mags has said, you get the gloves on.
No, I'm not too sure how they come to that decision in the end. No, they both work very hard in their keeping.
Mills to Pepper. Quick single to get off the mark. Jordan's not going to nab him from there, as good a fielder as he is. And once again, we have the Buttleman-Mills contest. 2 left-arm bowlers, but of course very different types of left-arm bowler.
Yeah, very much so. Now we're finally going back and deep square. They've brought the 3rd man up. So it'd be interesting to see what he looks to bowl here. He might either go short and Buttleman backs away and tries to hit it over 3rd man, or he might go slower ball.
Actually, Lenham, I think, is down at fine leg. Are you ready? Bowling from Mills.
Slower ball. It's well bowled.
You know the experience in a bowler, I mean Gart as well, but Mills in particular, when he knows exactly what's needed in any given scenario. It's not like the panic that used to set in early days from T20.
No, exactly right.
Mills to Buttleman. Oh, and again, just holding off the pace, and Buttleman threw the shot into the covers, and within 4 balls, both Essex Eagles openers are back in the hutch.
I think we're going to see a lot of slower balls here tonight, to be honest with you, Simon. By the looks of this, it looks like pace on might go the distance, and on a used wicket, it looks like there might be a lot of change-ups and slower balls.
Well, just when Buttleman looked like he was finding his gears, much the same as against Glamorgan on Sunday, 36 from 26 on that occasion, 26 from 16 this time round, and the scoreboard suddenly has a very, very different look. So, Paul Walter, we know he has the skill set. He needs to show the application this evening. Gets off the mark with no problem. Looked to be batting so well in that Hampshire game, and then having taken, I think it was Dawson, I think, having taken him for at least double figures, then went for a huge swipe in the last ball of the over, and it all went for nothing. And with Tom Wesley being run out not that long after, it's suddenly dissipated.
Yeah, he was playing really well, and he probably didn't need to take that risk again. I know you're saying T20 keep going for it, but you sometimes need to bat properly as well and take the single when it's there.
Pepper squeezes it through the covers. It runs away towards the boundary for his opening 4 ball. Yeah, it's what Graham was saying on commentary. You've got to be canny. You've got to have the tactics within that says, right, we've got enough off this over, don't risk anything, exactly. And then build and build and build again. And you know, it just shows how quickly you pull one brick away from the bottom and suddenly the whole Essex house was tumbling or on shaky ground at least.
No, exactly right.
Mills. Delicate from Pepper. He's only going to pick up a single. That's a good over from Jamal Mills. 2 overs now, 1 for 12. 1 over left of this power play. Looks like Chris Jordan's going to get his debut this evening. Of course, he's been skippering Sussex in the absence of Luke Wright in their opening 2 games.
Yeah, intriguing to see what this wicket's playing like, to be honest, because it's not looked easy when they've taken the pace off, is it? It's sort of gripped in the surface, so...
Well, those tennis ball bouncers seem to be almost stopping.
Stopping, yeah, so it might not be a necessarily massive score, you know, it might not be a, right, let's go get 200, it might be, okay, let's assess it a bit more and might be slightly less.
Peppo runs the single down. Of course, the left-handed batsman now will force the field change. Chris Jordan, part of that England T20 15-man group that was announced to face Sri Lanka next week in Cardiff, I think it's Sophia Gardens, isn't it, for them? Of course, with the T20 World Cup looming at the end of the year. Jordan picks up the pace to get one past the edge of Walter's bat.
He's been a brilliant England, hasn't he? His death bowling's brilliant, his Yorker bowling's obviously what gets him in the team all the time, so he's he might be tricky a bit later on. Hopefully we have wickets in hand to target them.
Yeah, he's a great death bowler, Chris Jordan. Walter can't get him away again. 2 dot balls in this over so far. 3 balls left in the power play for the Eagles. Mitch Clay just wandering along in front of us. Good to see him back here. Used to seeing him in a Kent shirt, but just moved along the coast, of course. Jordan again finding a really good angle, and Walter unable to find anything on that, even with a defensive shot. Jordan's enjoyed playing against Essex in previous games, made his maiden ton indeed at Colchester, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago against Essex. Made his T20 debut when he was wearing Surrey's colours back in 2008. And again, gets it past Walter. 1 ball left in this inaugural Jordan over. Just the 1 run from it.
Yeah, he's bowled a good over. It doesn't look particularly easy, does it? I don't know whether it's, again, just sitting in the wicket or...
I tell you what, it's going to be very interesting to see how the 2 leggies bowl, because normally they want a little bit of bounce, a little bit of pace off it.
Yeah, it looks like Beer's warming up, so he might be bowling the next one.
Wow. That over belonged to Chris Jordan. What a good over. Just 1 run from it. Now, Luke Wright has not thrown the ball to Will Beer. He's thrown the ball to Archie Lenham, I think. Oh, it is Beer, I beg his pardon. They do look very similar. No, Archie Lenham's trotting off 2 in front of the scoreboard, so yeah, you're right. Will Beer now, well, he's double Archie Lenham's age, can you believe? Unbelievable. Beer took a 1 for in that Hampshire game. Mind you, it was some wicket that they needed. It was James Vince, the Hampshire captain. Let's see what field he's got. Going deep on the leg side, as you'd expect here at the Cloud FM County Ground, a relatively short boundary, although this track is pretty much in the middle of proceedings, as much as it can be here. So, Will Beers, first ball to Michael Pepper. Easy single, are they going to push for two? Not when it's Rawlins who's coming in.
Yeah, interesting little passage of play here. With Beer on, how do you play it? Do you try and whack him like they tried to whack Crane the other night, or do you be a little bit more circumspect with losing 2 wickets already?
That's the problem, isn't it? It just halts momentum temporarily, maybe. Flatter ball from Beer. The left-hander has 2 fielders in either side on the drive, right on the leg side and Visa on the off. These men in the V doing the job now.
I think we might get a big shot here.
You think?
Just got a feeling he might try and have a look at him here.
Well, using that long reach just to negate any turn off the ball to pick up the single. Pepper back on strike. Drifts down leg side. They're going to run a couple, I think.
Wides or?
Well, I'm watching.
Leg buys.
Leg buys. Umpires tonight. Hassan Adnan and Peter Hartley. Mr. Adnan deciding it was got a touch off the pad. Pepper back on the strike. Final ball of the 7th over. Pepper feels he's missed out there, but Beer will be happy with that. Just 4 off his opening over. 2 of those off the bat. 44 for 2. 7 gone. 6.3 is a run rate. Well, it's a start, but it will need some acceleration at some point, obviously.
Yeah, I think they've bowled pretty well, and it's hard to tell what this wicket's doing from here, but it does look like it's gripping a little bit and staying in the wicket. So, like I said before, it might not be a 200 wicket, it might be a 150 wicket or even a 140 wicket. So, I think it's up to the guys out there to work out, what a good score is and try and get there. 2
leg spinners now in tandem for the Sharks. Here is Archie Lenham, took a wicket with his first ball in that Hampshire game. 3 for 14 he ended up with.
He looked very small next to Paul Walter there, didn't he?
Everybody looks very small next to Paul Walter. 6 foot 13 or whatever he is.
Now I'm intrigued to see him bowl here, and
yeah, I think the cricketing world is such a great story. Looking at the googly there, but Pepper read it. Always got a thing for leg spinners. I'll say good evening to Mr. Hobbs. He used to tutor me back in the day. Hope he's well.
Yeah, it's a fantastic art, isn't it? Leg spin. Remember chatting to Bryce McGain once, and he said it's the coolest thing in cricket. Being a leg spinner.
It's what, and again I was talking to Graham about this on Friday, they've become the rock stars of the cricketing world, certainly the T20 world.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
If you've got a good leggy on your side, they are tops. You look at Zamps. They go around the world making money for different teams.
Exactly
good luck to them. Just singles off every ball so far from young Master Lennon, but he's bowling well. Will Walter try and change that now? 2 balls left of this over.
It's well bowled, slightly flatter, I think, and I think he must have known that Paul wanted to have a bit of a dip it in there. It was one of them pressure balls, you know, fourth ball in, could sort of go either way, either six or out, you know, and a bit unfortunate there, Paul. He could have got that in that gap.
Pepper gets down the track to him. Has he got enough on it? Yes, he has. Into the Tom Pearce it goes, 4-6. That's changed the figures slightly for young Archie Lennon. The 50 comes up for the Eagles at the end of the 8th over, half an hour into this matchup. And the half century is up for the home side. Well, Lennon, well, that's one of the things you learn as a leggy. You get hit every now and then. You just have to come back, forget about it, and go for the next ball.
Exactly right. And like I said, the ball before, it's one of them pressure balls that, you know, could go either way in T20, and, you know, that's gone over. But any other day that could be caught. But it was a great shot. But again, it's the luck sometimes with T20, isn't it?
So the return of Ravi, the first time, of course, he's played back here at the Cloud FM County Ground in front of Essex fans. He was back here last year with nobody about. Probably quite pleased because he didn't really do anything, but he's been in sparkling form in that game over the weekend up against Paul Walter. Old mates, and he puts in the toe crusher onto Walter, and he does well to get the bat away, and it shoots through for 4 down a fine leg.
Yeah, he'd be happy to get a bit of bat on that one.
That was a toe crusher.
Yeah,
it really was. Do the boys keep in touch with him? Is there any text banter that's been flying?
Yeah, no, he's still very close with all the guys. He plays quite a bit of golf with them. He's still very close with a lot of the guys, and he's a great guy, Rav, and shame he's still not in an Essex shirt anymore, but we wish him well. He's been playing well so far this year, so hopefully that continues, just not tonight.
He knows all about the strengths and weaknesses of the opposition tonight, no question about that. Made his T20 debut for Essex against Surrey all the way back in 2003, can you believe? 17 years he wore Essex colours. Walter getting a long way forward.
And all our boys will know exactly what Ravi does. You know, he bowls his sort of slippery ball, and then he'll change the pace with his back of the hand balls and his knuckle balls. So I think a lot of them will sort of try and sit on his slower ball, because he tends to bowl that a bit more and try and attack that one. And if he does slide the quicker one through, then find a way to play that one.
Walter just able to work that one down leg side.
I'm surprised they took Beer off there, but they seem to be chopping and changing every over here, don't they?
Well, there is that sort of captaincy thing, isn't there, of never letting a batsman settle, always looking for the variety that will maybe produce something surprising. Pepper gets into the drive. I understand you had a go at captaincy in T20 yesterday?
No, young Aaron Beard done it for us yesterday.
Oh, did he? Okay.
So I've been playing the second team in the T20. It's been really good fun, actually.
Yeah?
I've really enjoyed it, yeah. Good to be playing with some of the young lads and get to meet some new guys, some of the academy guys, and it's been really good fun. And no, I'm just I'm not captaining the T20s. I'm going to let the youngsters do that.
Too much of a headache, mate.
Yeah,
just enjoy the cricket. Well, Sussex, I think, are enjoying this so far. 7 off that Papara over, but 62 for 2 after 9 overs. Up to 7 and over at the moment, but Eagles, after the loss of the 2 openers within 4 balls, just looking to settle themselves back in. Archie Lennon is going to continue from the river end to the left-hander, which is not the preferred equation. I beg pardon, it's Will Beer.
That's well bowled. He got a little Yorker in there.
That's going to curse me right the way through this inning, isn't it? Up the far end.
I feel like this is the big over here. I feel like something could happen. Paulie could have a... Yeah.
He's gone for the big one. Stepped out too far and Beer picks up the wicket. An easy stumping for Salt.
Just felt like something was going to happen there. You know, either it was going to try and hit some sixes there, and he's obviously run past that one.
Also was stumped by Phil Salt on the bowling of Will Beer.
Well, Mystic Meg predicted it, and so it came to pass. And now Tendo is back. Missed that trip to Sophia Gardens. Sophia Gardens, I think that's it. Say down there.
Great to have him back playing, isn't it? I know he only missed the one game, but a true Essex legend.
Yeah, he is, and that word is used all too frequently nowadays in all sorts of different formats. But for what he's done, his captaincy, what he achieved with turning Essex around in many ways, and the trophies that followed, and of course the trophies that have followed since, you know, T20 Vitality Blast included.
Just the sheer number of games that have been won off his bat, or if it off his ball, he's, you know, in all formats he's just won so many games of cricket, and I can't think of too many other cricketers that have won any more games than Tendo.
Yeah, getting a bit more of a loop into that delivery for Tenduscarter. Beer to Pepper, and Pepper trying to judge the single. Normally with Tenduscarter at the other end, you've got more than a good chance of picking up twos when there's normally ones, but not on that occasion.
Yeah, I think these two will enjoy batting with each other, both very quick between the wickets, and you certainly got to be on your toes when you bat with Tendo.
Yeah, just ask Tom Wesley.
Yeah.
Simple dab down from the Dutch international. Pepper 18 off 12 so far. Last ball of Beer's second over. That should be enough to pick up two, even with Papara coming in. Or how Papara would have loved to have hit Tenduscarter's wickets there. I know he went to the other end, but they're old sparring mates of a long, long time.
Yeah, very good mates, them two. But that's what Tendo and Ravi used to do for so long. You know, dab it out to deep mid wicket and come back and run two. And that's why I think Pepper and Tendo will be so good here. Is hit to the longer side, look to run two, and score your runs that way with the odd boundary.
So Papara stays on at the Hayes Close end, and he will get his first chance to face his old mucker. Essex now halfway through their innings, 67 on the board. Going to have to find some pressure onto the accelerator pedal before too long, but plenty of time left, of course, in this contest. Tenduscarter's learned all about T20 cricket around the world. 15 teams he's played for in the last 11 years or so.
15, is it?
Apparently.
More clubs than Tiger Woods.
Etc, etc. We used to say Jack Nicklaus, so that shows different generation, same joke. But
Yeah. 15, yeah, he's played a lot of T20 cricket. He's in the top 5, isn't he, for the most ever T20 games?
Papara to Pepper. Gets on the drive, and a little mistake there from Beer. Yeah, admonishing himself for that one. That was Beer and not Lennon.
That was Beer, yeah.
I'm just double checking. You've got to keep me on task here, Nick. Bopara, canny bowling, tying his mate up.
Good bowling there. I think he thinks that Tendo's probably waiting for the slower ball there, and he keeps firing it into his pad. So really clever bowling.
First real bowl that Bopara's had this season. Didn't bowl in the opening game, then had one over against Hampshire that went for 11. Yeah, pushes it round the post. They're going to get 3 though, I think. An easy 3 as Garton comes round to rescue operations. Pepper, and his 3 4s and a 6 in that knock of 29 on Sunday. Dot ball to finish the over. 5 off the over from Bopara. 0 for 12 off his 2 so far.
Touch unlucky, that could have gone through the gap. Touch unlucky.
Good to see, I think. Luke Wright is going to stick with Will Beer, is he? Yeah.
Yeah, Will Beer again.
Run rate 6.6 at the moment. A little dab into the leg side, and that's going to be an easy pair for Tenduscarter when you know that the leg side fielders are going to be that far back.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry to interrupt. That's classic Tenduscarter batting in T20 cricket. Like what Gucci was saying, it's not all about hitting your sixes. It's a mixture. It's touching it in there, not hitting it too hard, so you hit the fielder too quickly and you can't get the 2. He just touches it just on the edge of the 30-yard circle, and he's quick enough to come back for 2, and that's brilliant batting.
Well, it's what we used to play at school called tip and run.
Yeah.
And as soon as you hit it, you had to go, and as long as you put it in the right place, you've got a single or 2, depending on the speed. Pepper brings the sweep out. That's a finely angled shot. Bopara goes for it and pulls it back, but just, unfortunately for him, has to watch it ricochet off the rope. So a much needed boundary from an Eagles perspective.
Yeah, brilliant shot. Good batting by both of them. Again, like I say, it's not all about hitting sixes. It's rotating the strike, getting them 2s, and then you get a boundary in it, and it turns into a big over. Pepper getting, I thought that was too strong a shot to get the second, but they managed it. And again, in conversation with Mr. Gooch, he was saying if you can pick up 1s and 2s and then the occasional boundary, and suddenly you're in double figures for an over, and you're looking at a different scoreboard. Exactly right.
Reverse sweep, but straight to the fielder. Final ball of Will Beer's 3rd over. Pepper goes straight and goes long. I think it's a 4 ball, looking at the signal.
4, I reckon. 4, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple of boundaries in that Will Beer over. 13 off the over.
Brilliant shot. Is it full? I think it is.
Yes. Yeah. One bounce.
On the monitor there, it looked like it was sailing over. But
Yeah.
I thought my eyes were going then. No, brilliant over. Good batting. And Jordan coming back.
Coming off bowl at the post close end, Chris Jordan.
Just bowled the solitary over so far. Chris Jordan, just one run from it. Get the feeling Luke Wright just looking to put a break in here. Just feeling a bit of momentum building between Tenduscarter and Pepper.
Yeah, definitely fantastic last over, and he would want to break this partnership, I feel. And if we can have a half decent over against Jordan here, we're pulling it back, or Essex, I should say, are pulling it back.
No, it's fine. I mean, I think that's everybody accepts that you're part of the Essex group, so why not? As long as you're watching out of two eyes.
Biased comments from you. Well bowled, Chris Jordan.
That's the tick, all right. That's your one for the over.
Yeah, that's it.
Just telling him to get in the auction for 100.
Tenduscarter on 9, Pepper on 31. Run rate exactly 7 and over at the moment. Good bowling from Jordan. He is a canny operator, and these two will have matched up against each other many times, maybe in different colours, but they will know exactly what's coming. Still, Tenduscarter couldn't get him away.
Yeah, good bowl. And it looks like that sort of top of the pads, inside the thigh sort of height ball looks hard to hit. There again, that sort of inside thigh height ball does look really hard to hit, and whether that's just slightly stopping the surface or gripping and bouncing a touch, that could be the way to go for Essex when they do have a bowl.
Yeah, you hope that Sam Cook, Jamie Porter et al. Are studying this bowling display from Jordan. 8 dot balls so far. This time Tenduscarter pulls it straight to Papara. .50 runs in 8 overs exactly for the Eagles. Took 40 off the power play. Now working their way towards the end of the 13th over. Pepper tries to change the angle, but Jordan just following him. Phil Salt with the gloves on this evening.
Been another brilliant over from Jordan, isn't it?
Yep.
Changed the length, changed the pace, been very unpredictable.
Pepper manages to squeeze a single out of the last ball, but just 2 runs from Jordan's second over. 3 runs in total that he's allowed this evening so far, and that is the break that Luke Wright was looking for, no question about that.
Yeah, you said they wanted to just break the momentum a little bit, and that over's probably done it. With Ravi coming on the other end, we could do with a decent over here.
The last time the Sharks were in town, 20th of September last year, Essex managed 136 as their total, and of course Sussex ran it down, 10 balls to spare, won by 4 wickets. Looks like it's going to be another low scorer here this evening. 7 overs left. Bapara starting his third. Back of the handball, but Pepper slogging his way through it. Carter playing out through leg off the leading edge, picking up the single. Different sort of Sussex attack, of course. No Rashid Khan, the Afghanistan leggy, is not back from PSL duty until the end of this month. Jofra Arch, of course, is out injured in any case. I'm not sure when Chris Jordan is joining up with England. Presumably that won't be too much later on in this week. Pepper goes straight and hard. Didn't look like he completely timed that one.
No, again, Ravi just changing his pace well. I think they'll be looking for a boundary off these last few balls.
Sussex travelling to the Oval on Thursday for their next game before they're back at Hove with Somerset on the Friday. Oh, Tender Scott has got a hold of that. Has he? Not enough though. Bapara's got his man. His old mate has holed out at deep long, and the fourth wicket for the Eagles is down.
Yeah, he's probably not got all of that, has he, Tendo, and it's gone straight down Chris Jordan's throat.
Looked initially like he had enough on it, but yeah, you can see there falling a couple of metres maybe short of its destination. Well, Jimmy Neesham, let's see what you got, because Essex need the black cap to really unleash something now in these final 6 overs to give them something to bowl against.
Yeah, he started really well, hasn't he, in the games that we've played so far, and hopefully that continues. I haven't seen that one. I've been watching on the live stream, and he seems to hit the gaps every time, doesn't he?
Who? Neesham?
Neesham, yeah.
Yeah, he's a classy operator. That 53 against the Somerset game, he just went, wow.
Yeah, fantastic knock.
There's something in the timing of a classy Test international.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you've seen with Neesham and you just go, bit different. So Neesham facing his first ball. Both Walter and Tenduscarter falling for 11. Now you feel down to Michael Pepper in large part to at least anchor the innings. Neesham gets the call. Visa gets the ball in, but Pepper getting through with plenty of time, and that's a good over from Bapara. Picked up the wicket of his old mate Tenduscarter, only gave away 5 runs. 3 overs now, 1 for 17. And if anybody knows how to bowl on this track, you think it's that man Bapara.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like Garton coming back into the attack from the Hayes Close end. And Essex can do a good finish here.
Well, Garton's picked up or seems to have the nous, the awareness to be that if not a death ball bowler, then certainly towards the back end of an innings. 6 overs still to go in this one. 3 for 19 against Gloucester, 2 for 11 against Hampshire. 1 for 24 at the moment off his 2. Garton goes deep, and Pepper reaches out, takes it on the full and just slides it to the boundary.
Yeah, lovely shot. Just opened the blade there and got a bit of bat on it to try and fly it over backward point. And if you catch it on the fall like that, it flies away. Well, I wouldn't know, but
you've heard.
The youngsters seem to do it, yeah.
Does it feel like that sometimes,
Yeah.
the way they play their shots? Even with you, I mean, you're a relatively recent generation, but you see that the natural way that they now play the ramp and the scoop and whatever else.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, Pepper's gone straight into the basket of Luke Wright, and just when it looked like Michael Pepper was picking up the pace, oh, he hangs his head. 38 off 24. Another almost but not quite from Michael Pepper. And Essex have lost their fifth wicket.
Was caught by Luke Wright after bowling of George Carson for 38.
Oh, he's disappointed with himself there. It was almost there to go as well.
Eagles captain Simon Harmer.
He's just not quite gone through with it, I think, and ended up hitting it straight to right at extra cover.
Was that a matter of actually not finishing the shot then, or was it just bad placement?
Yeah, I think he wanted to get it over more mid-off rather than extra cover, and I don't know whether he just slightly quit on the shot. I'd like to see the replay, but it looked like he might have slightly quit on it a bit and didn't quite go through with it.
Garton picks up another wicket, 2 for 28. It's a far better look than it was when he started this third over. Well, Simon Harmer once again called to the wicket before his team have got into the final quarter of their innings. Yeah, Garton's got something about him. There's a bit of street nous and class, and the skills are obviously there, and for me, I can see an international player there just blooming. I think, what did I say, he was 24 or something? Yeah,
he's got the ability to bowl, good pace, and he changes his pace well as well. So, it's a nice action, isn't it? It looks very easy, and it tends to be what you look for, isn't it? Pleasing on the eye.
Well, he's had a couple of injury problems. I think one was actually picking up his suitcase at LAX airport, but that's not a normal one, should we say? But hopefully his framework can take the load, so to speak. Harmer still unable to get off the mark. Harmer's been able to get into the teens on each occasion, each match so far. 16 against Somerset, 12 at Hampshire, and 18 not out against Glamorgan. Final ball of Garton's third over. So just 5 off the over and the wicket of Michael Pepper. 97 for 5 now, the Eagles, as they move into the final quarter of this game. What do you think target is going to be now, Nick?
It hasn't looked easy to score, has it? So, if Essex can get... You'd always want 10 and over from the last 5 overs, but if we can get up to, 140, 145, I think that could be a competitive score. And again, look, we're not out there, but it's not looked particularly easy to hit through the line. So whether it's just gripping in the surface, like we spoke about earlier on, and it's not a classic T20 wicket where you're going to get 200 plus. So if we can get up to 145, I think you're in the game there, aren't you?
Okay. We shall watch with interest as Mills comes in to Harmer. Again, you look at the options now for Luke Wright. Jordan's got 2 left, Beers got 1, Garton's got 1, Visa, we only saw Baldy opening over. Lenham unlikely to come back, you would have thought. Papara still with an over if needed. Mills finds the outside edge of Harmer's bat, but the Essex skipper picks up the single. Now, Neesham. I've often wondered how, when you get a class operator like Jimmy Neesham obviously is, how quickly he goes into overdrive. It's, you know, in any other form of the cricket we'd say get in, get your eye in.
Yeah.
But you really, really don't have that luxury in this form of the game.
No, but you know, these guys that go around the world and play T20, they're in the situation. Well bowled, good slower ball. They're in these sort of situations all the time. So,
sure,
you know, these guys can walk out there and hit it at the ground first ball, and that's what makes them so good, and that's why they do pick up all the, you know, the T20 contracts around the world. And the way Jimmy started for us, hopefully it continues and keeps playing some exciting cricket.
Top run scorer for the Eagles so far, now with 104. And again, Mills does him.
Very good bowling. The slower ball followed by a full pace ball, and just gone through him a touch there.
Eagles run rate at 6.3 at the moment. I'm sure those statos amongst you will have already worked that one out. Well, Neesham swings and swings hard and picks up a 4, but it was an outside edge that had no control on it, but he won't mind.
It's almost gone for 6.
Yeah, again, this short end at the Hayes close end, almost reaching there. The century up for the Eagles. One ball short, shy of the 16th over.
Just about 2 metres away from going for 6. Thrown the lot at that, hasn't he?
If you're going to flash
hard. What's he going to bowl? A slower ball maybe to finish?
Yeah, Neesham ready for it as well. Try and put the pressure on Archie Lennon, but no, the schoolboy's up to it. Classy. And 103 for 5 now at the turn. 4 overs left for the Eagles.
हेलो दोस्तों, आप लोगों ने अभी तक चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं करा होगा तो सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए। बस यही बोलना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि कल का मैच भी बहुत रोमांचक है, आप लोग डेली हमारे साथ देख सकते हैं। और यहाँ पे 16 ओवर हो चुके हैं, जल्दी सब्सक्राइब नहीं करा तो सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए क्योंकि स्ट्रीम बंद होने वाला है दोस्तों।